polyamorous, there can be unfortunate consequences. So now we have polygamy, spelled with an I and not with a Y. But only the husband of the species gets to fuck just as he pleases.
The English Oxford Living Dictionary states that spoken word is a form or genre of poetry intended to be performed to an audience. Hi, my name is Ari, host and founder of Oral Fixation, a spoken word event. One could say that spoken word poetry is still an unknown art form here in Malaysia. To go more into detail, I've interviewed Jamal Raslan, a local poet.
Spoken word poetry is poetry for the stage, where you write and it finds its home on the stage. It needs to be performed, it needs to be consumed live. And the difference is that poetry on the page is static in comparison, in a way. Not to say in its nature, but in comparison to spoken word. Because when you're reading poetry from the page, you can stop anytime you want. You can linger on a line as long as you want. You can go back to the lines before, you can go back to the poems you've read before in the previous pages. And then you can just pause, go get a drink and stuff like that. But spoken word stage, it's a live experience, and you can't stop the poet. You can't tell him or her to pause, you can't tell him or her to rewind and repeat a particular line just so you could get it before you let him go on again. So that's the main difference. So it's how you experience it, and the writing process takes a lot of this into consideration.
But remember, I'm just an average dude, and this is how average do. If you're a middle child, middle class, like give you the middle finger, then you'll be average too. I'm beginning to see that I found myself being stuck in the middle more than just a little bit. Somewhere between the liberal and the pious bit, somewhere between the literate and the lyrical genius, somewhere between intelligent and having no results to back it up.
Spoken word is a performance art that is word-based. It is an oral art that focuses on the aesthetics of wordplay and intonation and voice inflection. The genre includes any kind of poetry recited aloud, including hip-hop, jazz poetry, poetry slams, traditional poetry readings, and can include comedy routines and prose monologues. And in the case of Muhammad Zafir, rapping.
I've always been inspired by hip-hop and rap, so I listen to a lot of rap, I listen to a lot of hip-hop. So the first piece that I ever wrote, Introduction, was written as a rap song, but I couldn't find a beat to it, so I wrote it so I just performed it a cappella at a poetry event, and they liked it, so it's like, okay, since I don't have any beats, I'll just go into it. What inspires me, like poetry, what can poetry do? Because like the idea of the TEDx talk was like, everybody can do poetry, and poetry helps you, like, it's a form of therapy, improves your language, and it's like an art, so it's like an activity that not many people are trying, and it's not really being taught at schools. Like, I didn't go through poetry training. Everybody can do poetry. Poetry is good for you. I mean, yeah, maybe you can listen to others first, so you can like see what you like and what you don't like, kind of thing. Everybody can do poetry, and you should.
Spoken word has been used as a platform for discourse and sometimes self-healing. Most shows and open mic events for spoken word provide a safe space for idea sharing and expression of emotions. One of the most long-standing spoken word event in KL is If Walls Could Talk at the Gaslight Village Studio in Bukit Damansara.
When it kicked off, so I would say Gaslight and If Walls Could Talk. I mean, it's the same. I mean, like, we were like born together, like twins.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, as for me, I'm more into the traditional poetry readings, like back in the 60s, where Jack Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg, and so on were the people who came from the original Gaslight in New York. So, like, as for now, the new slam poetry, I mean, it's a little bit different, but I guess it moves, it changes in eras and stuff like that. So, I mean, to me, it's like a new knowledge, something new to see and to hear as well. It's just something that I could bring in here for the people here to experience. I mean, like, yeah, you don't have to go to New York. I mean, it's gone now, but then we can do it here, but in the same cost. Like, you know, like a platform for musicians, artists, poets, or anything. and also go like like an event space where people can do things and to serve the scene, I suppose. Yeah, as simple as that.
I can't help but be bad. Man, I can't help but be what I want to be. I can't help my eyes, they just want to see. I can't help these pleasures that all come free, and I can't help but speak in poetry.
I like how Jamal said it, spoken word will travel. As if benda tu hidup, and it goes around people, touching people's lives, and that is poetry. That is when you know that your poetry is not self-serving. That is when you know that your poetry has function. For example, you write something, be it personal experience or about something you want to say, and then after the show, people come to you, hey, thank you for that piece.
I think poetry would be a lie if it was not personal. You can't speak for anyone else's experiences in poetry. That becomes problematic because you don't actually understand what they're going through, and then you're trying to explain it from someone else's viewpoint. So the best thing to talk about is what you have gone through and your personal experiences. So of course that is your emotions, and that is you that you are leaving with the people. So when people come and watch your poetry, they expect to know the truth about you, and they expect to sort of learn a little bit about the poet as well. And that can be tough to do. So I think that is the main reason spoken word poetry is so difficult. It's not the art form. The art form, you can learn how to write, you can learn how to get better at performing, but opening yourself up to the audience is the hardest thing to do.